Hello everyone, this is Mamby Jamby and welcome to another YouTube video. So we're going to go into our building right here, press our door, and then we can pick up our goats and bows. Okay, so this is the door we were just looking at, 3x3 seamless glass with the buttons on each side. And it's pretty quick. I got the triple extender a bit faster since the last video I did on it, which was just a showcase. I kind of like the most that these repeaters go off 3 times, it looks pretty cool. I'd actually probably put glass in front of them if it was in a wall because of this thing. Look at them go. Yeah, and I'm going to show you how to build it. So you're going to need these resources in my inventory. And then on top of that, a bunch, and I mean a bunch of wool, or whatever you want to use for all the redstone. So probably around a stack at least. One thing to note is this glass could also be slabs or stairs, because it's just to do with how redstone works with it. You can allow it to go up in pillars like this, and it won't go back down. So that's useful in bits like this part. So this is not a small build, it's 15 blocks across, and it's 3 blocks in the middle with 6 on each side, and also 6 below. And that's where your floor is. So your floor is at the 7th block up from this floor here. And then it also goes another 8 blocks above that. I could have chopped this down, but, you know, I couldn't be bothered. So we'll just get on with it. So the pistons are all in the middle. And firstly, under the 3 blocks in the middle, and in the middle of our platform, we'll do normal pistons. And there's 9 of them together like this, facing upwards. And that's to push the door back up once it's done. We also have normal pistons at the very edge, facing inwards, so 3 of those at floor level, and these will push our new floor across, which will push glass out the way. So if we look when this closes, then the glass gets pushed out the way, and that's what those do, and then the ones on the other side will push the glass back in. So those go at the edge, just like this. So 3 blocks across from the floor, which is 3 wide. So we'll just also put our blocks around the outside so we can see what the door frame looks like. Moving on to sticky pistons, we have a triple extender facing downwards, and we have 3 of them next to each other, like this. And that pushes the top down. So we'll actually put in our glass as well. This doesn't have to be glass, it can be any block you want. It's just the whole point of this is to be made out of glass, you know. Okay, so our input is on the right side of the door. I mean, you could also do it on the left side and just flip everything if you really wanted to. We have 2 sticky pistons aiming downwards like this. Oh yeah, and keep some solid blocks here because this is going to be your floor. These 3 are going to be the floor that gets pushed in. So on most of your builds, you probably just want them to be the same as everything else. So from these pistons, we have observers facing away from the door. And those just go into some blocks. Then we have a sticky piston with an observer facing towards us. And then we're going to have 2 inputs from this. So this blue one will go to the bottom and this white one will go up to the top. So because it's easier, I'm doing the blue one first. We go down a block and then that's redstone there. And this is going to go across, then a block, then 3 slabs or glass or whatever, because that stops the redstone affecting these pistons here when it's set off. Then we have another block, then we go up diagonally like this until we've reached these top pistons. And then I just have a block on top, go over to the other side and blocks going across until you get to your wall here. And then from that, we're going to have redstone, repeater, and then 3 redstone dust, and the repeater's on 2 ticks. So just right click it once. Okay, and then there's just redstone along the rest of the blocks like this. Okay, then every other block we'll do blocks going across next to these pistons. So this is on the back compared to where we were to start with. And then there's just redstone dust along all of those. From the second block on our diagonal, we have a block with a repeater on 4 ticks, just diagonally downwards from it, and then block underneath with redstone dust, a repeater, block, block, redstone dust, repeater on 3 ticks. Then above this, we just do our little glass thing like this so the redstone can go up, and then a block and a repeater on 4 ticks. If we sell off this blue block here, we'll now see we'll now see these pistons on the left push across and these pistons push upwards. And that completes our closing. Okay, for our opening, we're going to do a tower of glass or slabs going up like this diagonally to each other. And we're going to do that until we reach the level of the top piston there. So it should look like this. And then there's redstone on every single one of those. So to set off the first pistons, we have 2 blocks going across like this, and then 3 blocks above them. Then we have glass or a slab to the side with redstone on, so that it will go up to that but not back down. And then just redstone all along the top. We also want that to stay on longer than all the other ones, so that when it's going back up, it will stay on long enough to pull the other stuff back up. So we have 3 blocks here, and then 3 repeaters, and the first 2 are on 2 ticks, so we right click them once, and then the last one, we right click twice to get it on 3 ticks, and then we just do blocks going up like that. And this is just so the repeaters don't create a loop with themselves, that's why this glass is here, or slab. To power the second set of pistons, we do a block coming out the next glass block down here with a repeater on 2 ticks, and then that goes into a block, and then we have 3 blocks here with redstone on them, like so. Okay, so to power the next one down, next to this repeater, we have a block, and that has a repeater on 2 ticks. Then we do a block next to that repeater, and a block 2 blocks below, so that we can put redstone on that. Then I'll block diagonally down from that towards the pistons. We have a repeater, and then we have the ceiling of our door, so I'll just fill in this layer of our door, and there's redstone running along that. Now, pistons won't actually get powered by this, because they'll be here, which is diagonally down from here. So the way we power them is if you update them with something next to them, like a piston going off, then they will get powered for some reason. But they don't. Normally, it's just a weird mechanic, and we use that so we can get the pistons get set up by this redstone here. And the way we update them like that is we have a sticky piston to the side here that pushes one of the wall blocks out next to the pistons when they're there, which will make them set off. So to set that piston off, we just have a block to the side with a repeater, and that goes into a block with a block diagonally underneath with redstone on. And we actually need this repeater to be on something like glass or a slab, so that redstone can pass down like this to that piston. And now when that all sets off, this will set them off. So now we're just going to add some blocks so that triple extender retracts properly. So the first thing is, if we're on the side of the door, we just put this piston on. On the left side of the bottom pistons, we place a block with a repeater on 3 ticks, and then a block above this repeater, so that redstone will power that one. Then above that block, we place another block, and then 3 next to these middle pistons, and we run redstone along all of that, including this block here that this repeater aims into. Now on the right side of the middle pistons, we add a few more blocks, 6 of them. And to set these off, we actually have a sticky piston next to this top bit of redstone that gets delayed, and we have an observer aiming at this redstone here. So to get the line of this redstone to this redstone, because we also need that to sell off at some point, we put a glass or a slab and put redstone on top of that. And that's because there's also redstone here that goes there that needs to be able to get there. So that's why we use a slab, so that can go up there still. Now to get power down to here when we need it, we do something weird again. We do an observer above this redstone, then an observer coming out the side. Then we do a block, diagonally down with a repeater. Next to this repeater, we have a sticky piston aiming downwards, and this has an observer aiming downwards on it. And underneath that observer, 2 blocks down, there's a piece of redstone dust on top of a block, and that goes sideways into this redstone here. Lastly, on this right hand side bit of redstone sticking out, we go diagonally downwards, and then we go diagonally downwards again, and do 4 blocks that are all repeaters on their default. And then we have a block there with redstone dust on top of it. And sorry, the repeater that goes into this sticky piston aiming downwards at the back is on 3 ticks, so you right click it twice. So lastly, we're going to do the blocks that set off this extender on the left, which pushes our floor in once the door has been pushed downwards. So to do this, firstly we go across diagonally down from this block with redstone that goes into piston that pushes this block out, and we do a repeater on 4 ticks into a block, and then a block on the other side, and we just do redstone dust along that. So firstly for this, we're going to do a block coming diagonally downwards out of this block here. So this is a piston that pushes the block out to update the pistons there. So if we go across from that diagonally down, there's this block with repeater on 4 ticks. Then that goes into a block, and on the other side of that block, above this piston, there's a block with redstone. Then there's a block with a repeater on it on 4 ticks. Then we actually do a block from that repeater, a block diagonally in front of it with another repeater on 4 ticks. And then a block in front of that, but down with redstone on top of it, so redstone coming out of that repeater. So now in this repeater thing we just placed, above the 3rd piston in this line, you actually place a trapdoor, and that's because when this block gets powered by that repeater, we can update the piston like we do here with the block with this trapdoor. So this trapdoor gets set off, and that actually sets off the piston because it goes, oh, I'm powered from 2 blocks above for some reason. So yeah, weird mechanic, but that works. And the reason we did that is just so we could have this glass tower of redstone next to it without having any redstone dust here that interferes with that. So it's just a weird workaround for that. Lastly, we have glass or a slab next to this trapdoor on the back side, and that has a repeater on 4 ticks aiming out of this redstone dust block that's diagonally below this piston, and that goes into block we placed our first repeater on, which should also be on 4 ticks, sorry. So right click it 3 times. So underneath that, we just go block here with redstone on it, and then glass or a slab there with redstone dust on it to stop it powering the second piston before the first one. So for your inputs, they're the blocks above these pistons aiming downwards on either side of the door, and I recommend you use a wooden button because that makes it spam proof. And it appears we screwed up our triple extender. Yep, so I found the problem. You need to block off this connection from the backside to the top with a block like that, and it'll fix itself when you do the closing. There we go. So yeah, literally just this block to the side. So this is the front we started working on, right? And then if you go to the side the glass or slab is on, then behind that you need to block between these 2 bits, because otherwise it breaks the triple extender. But it doesn't break completely, it'll fix itself when you close it. And there you go, our other button just goes on the other side of the door like that. I've been Ident. I'll see you in the next one.